It's a listener's episode, but we have friends here today for once.
We do. We brought ourselves a few guests, and by we brought, I mean Eva fully orchestrated it for us. So thank you, Eva. But we have well, really, Christine, I feel like you should introduce them because you know them a little better than I do.
This is Trevin and Amanda from Liv Laugh Larceny. As you can imagine, we love the freaking podcast name. I love the show. I think it's very fun. My brother, I think, has done a crossover with you too.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're so thrilled to have you here for a listeners episode. Welcome.
Like I said, we are beyond honored.
Yes, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Em apparently immediately had something to say. Sorry, Em, go ahead.
Nope. That's just kind of the way I operate is I just only like to throw myself in when not needed. But
Got it.
For those of you who have never heard one of our listeners episodes before, we put one out on the 1st of every month. So happy March, everybody. We haven't gotten there yet in time and space, but hoping it's going good. And March 1st, that means it's Justin Bieber's birthday.
Oh,
big news.
JB.
Nope, silence. Crickets. Cool. Okay. Going good. Christine, your turn.
You got a half-interested JB from Amanda. I think that you should just take what you can get and run with it.
Yeah.
I would love to give Trevin and Amanda a chance to tell us about their podcast, or just a little, in case people haven't listened to it yet, which they should.
Oh my goodness. Well, yes, if you haven't heard of our show, Liv Laugh Larceny, basically we are a true petty crime podcast.
Genius.
So we don't talk about anything murdery, nothing too heavy. But we like to kind of switch the true crime comedy genre around a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of talking about heavy subject matter, in a lighthearted way, it's more lighthearted subject matter in a more dramatic
way. I love that. That's so clever.
And Trevin, I'll let you kind of explain how you make it more dramatic, because he is seriously, you guys, like a very, very skilled editor. He comes up with all of our original music in the background, all of our sounds. He's so good.
Oh my God. Well, Tchaikovsky over here. I don't know who that is.
So I really enjoyed storytelling podcasts that have a lot of sound effects behind them and a lot of sound design. And I thought it would be really kind of fun to do more of that in podcasts. So I watched a lot of Tiny Toons growing up. And I loved when they would do before they would present a cartoon, it would be like Babs and Buster would come out and talk and then like point at the screen, and then they would have like a Plucky Duck cartoon or something play. So
how cute. Yeah.
The way I kind of envisioned it for Amanda and I was sort of the same way. We both come out and we write original stories based off of dumb criminal stories or petty stories in the news. And then we tell them as if they are a very dramatic, like Dateline-esque horror story.
I mean, I get why we get along. Like with Alexander, my brother and I, we do our like dramatic readings of like Karen, 1-star Karen, like silly reviews. So I do get the like. There's something very enticing about making something ridiculous like seem very, very serious. So I applaud you for that. It's a great angle.
No, your show, Beach Too Sandy, Water Too Wet. Oh my God. Yes, that is a vibe.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a while, Em.
I'm just here to enjoy the ride. You guys do whatever you need to do.
Anyway, so Eva, our wonderful producer, has prepped some stories for us to read, and as always, we don't know them in advance, but I know she did try to look into petty crimes and said we didn't really get many of those submissions, unfortunately. But so we'll see what she has to bring to the table. But I think she instructed me to go first, so I guess I'll go ahead and read one. Okay, so this is from Danielle, she, her, and it is called Mini Murder Love Story. Okay. You don't talk about murder, but maybe mini murder. I don't know. We'll see.
That's very on brand. Yeah.
Feels petty-ish.
The real twist would be if at the end of this we realized that the two of them came on just because they wanted to hear us read stories they wrote.
Oh, that
all
would've
of a
been a
sudden we
great
just hear like
twist.
a piano and we're like, where's that coming from?
All of a sudden, like Buster Bunny walks through, and it's like,
Presenting. Okay, this says, greetings, ATWW team, one and all. In your recent episode, you were talking about family meet cutes. I wanted to share a mini true crime love story. Oh my. My maternal great-grandfather was a physically giant man. So giant, in fact, he made a lot of money with his side hustle, bare knuckle boxing. Wha- Remember back in the day when that could just be a thing that you do as a side hustle?
my hobby is punching people in the face for sport. Yeah,
It was a hobby. Now it's like you're a entrepreneur. Like
An athlete.
he's making money off this hobby.
Isn't that what Abraham Lincoln did?
That
Oh
is.
yeah.
Did he do that?
He did.
Oh yeah. Abe was real buff.
he would have had my vote just on that
You
alone.
said that a little too excitedly.
I probably
was-
am a little too.
Yeah.
She has fond memories.
Oh yeah. Back in his day, it was something.
Vote for
okay,
me
so
or else,
probably would have worked. Okay, one night things got a little intense, and he ended up killing his opponent in the ring. Oh, okay. Well,
And it's sad.
Yep,
And it's
not
sad
our
again.
story anymore.
nope, not yours anymore. The piano has stopped. Did I mention these were Prohibition era underground boxing matches? No? Well, it's not super awesome to kill a dude in what is essentially a basement booze-filled fight. He was promptly arrested and sentenced to prison in Pontiac, Illinois. His entire family moved there to be in the same town with him. Cut to my grandmother being in high school, still in Pontiac, and meeting my grandfather. The rest is history. My grandmother and I had a deep connection, and she contacted me when she died, but that's a story for another day. Just kidding, I'll tell you now. Wow, that's the first time that's ever happened.
Whoa.
We've never gotten that
goody.
before.
We get a lot of, that's a story for another day, and it's so infuriating because we're like, no, we want it. But, wow, this person...
There was 1 month where we actually did a whole listeners episode where the topic or the theme was the stories that were for another day, and had people.
Yeah,
write
all those people who wrote in saying, "Oh, that's a story for another day." We're like, "Well, yeah, we're gonna call your bluff. Send it on in." It's
Well, you
time.
finally got it. This is your time.
chance. Here it goes. That's a story for another day. Just kidding. I'll tell you now. She passed on my 22nd birthday. I remember waking up at 3 a.m. to throw up. Oh. I had one drink that night because I had to drive, so I wasn't schwammered. I was in the middle of an out-of-nowhere panic attack when I felt someone rubbing my back, telling me that she was sorry she left today, but she had to be with Joe. They missed each other too much, and she was in too much pain to stay. She asked me to forgive her, and through my tears and not understanding, I said I would always forgive her. She had always rubbed my back as I cried. Confused, I went back to bed and slept fitfully. Later that morning, I got up to open cards my parents had brought up for me, and in what was an extreme show of restraint, hadn't opened as soon as they left. My phone rang. It was my mom calling. She said, "Happy birthday," and asked what I was doing. I said, "Opening up my cards. I have grandma's in my hand." She responded, "About that." And I knew what had happened that morning was my grandmother giving up the fight and asking me to forgive her. Too long didn't read. My great-grandpa killed a dude, went to prison, and his family followed, and that's where my grandparents met, and then my grandma died on my birthday, but she felt bad about it, so I'm not mad, even though I'm a Leo. End of email.
Oh, wow.
That was chaotic.
That's a lot to put on someone who's already vomiting on their birthday, is like to just show up and be like, I need you to forgive everything that's about to happen to you.
But also, what a power move, because you know that like they can't very well like stand up for themselves.
Yeah.
In that moment. Like they're at their weakest right there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And also, but imagine grandma showed up and like was ready to like have this big last final warm hug and just saw her grandkid like vomiting. It's like, ooh, this is a really awkward way, but we gotta.
It's like, now I gotta hold your hair back. I have other people to visit.
Right. She's like, okay, suck it up and listen to this real quick. Okay. I
I've
don't
got
have
one
much
thing to
time.
say.
Happy birthday, but also
Oh my goodness. That is really sweet though, I have to say. If that's like the thing that she remembered her grandmother doing and then that happened, oh my
yeah,
goodness.
the fact that she would rub her back, that's really nice. I wonder though if grandma showed up and created the panic attack, because it said she only had one drink, so she didn't
Right.
get sick from the drink. Did grandma show up and immediately like, I don't know.
Stir
cause
her
a-
up. Yeah. I
stir
don't know.
stir something in the universe. I don't know. But can I say, like, I wonder, it's a mini murder love story. He was sent at Pontiac, and then her family met, and then But can you imagine if the guy who went to jail there died and then went to heaven, and then they were like, oh, well, your whole purpose was to bring your family to Pontiac. Like, I feel like he'd be like, I could not have happened another way. I had to go
Right.
to prison in Pontiac for this love story.
Right.
I don't know. It's quite a I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's
And they're a Leo. I mean,
romantic.
I took that away as well from the story.
Took that as well. You can't forget that part.
I'm
Yeah, I
glad
just
you
wanna
held on
say-
to it.
I feel like I lived like a whole life in just that TLDR. It felt
I think
like
that's what's
scenes
happening.
rushing past. It happened. Everything happened so fast while you were saying that. I'm like, oh, and a Leo. Whoa.
Whoa. It's like their life flashed
Buckle up.
before our eyes, you know? It's like, maybe, honestly, maybe we were not ready for a story for another day to be today.
I guess
like, maybe
not,
we
'cause
just
it was-
weren't ready.
It was going to be a lot of details, and we had to be ready to grab them. But
Maybe this is a lesson. We
It's a
should just let
lesson
this-
learned.
Yeah, let the story be for another day. No, just kidding. Thank you so much, Danielle. I hope I said that earlier, Danielle, for your story. I love it. And I'm so glad that you can see the, the beautiful romance of it all, of the underground bar fight or whatever it was. It's beautiful.
it's like I'm
romance.
I
there.
mean-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Behind
you took
every
me back.
bar brawl, there's a real love story, isn't
There's
there?
a grandma who's going to get laid and... Okay, sorry. I didn't mean... Never mind. Okay.
I mean, you didn't say anything untrue, so don't apologize totally.
Thank
but-
you.
All right, now that we've talked about grandma getting it in, it's time. Let's go into our next story, which is titled Moth Man. And this is from
Mothman?
Lauren Mothman.
Oh, okay, great.
And this
I know
is
him.
from Lauren, who uses she, her pronouns. Thank you for normalizing pronouns. And Lauren says, hello, I think I'm finally ready to tell my Mothman story to you all.
Oh,
This story has sent chills down many spines. Christine, are you listening? Christine is our in-house, what's the right word?
I have no idea. What are
Spine
your
chiller?
thoughts?
Mothman aficionado is the kindest way to put it, but also desperate for Mothman to...
Like simp, a little bit of a simp, maybe.
A simp,
I learned
yeah.
I learned what that word was recently.
If Christine was happened to go into a bar brawl and Mothman was fighting, you know, the
If I
same kind
happen
of
to be a
outcome might happen.
grandma in Pontiac, Illinois, and Mothman happened
Then
to
it
be
could happen
a
for
resident
you.
of Pontiac, Illinois, I'm just saying. It's possible.
Well, if this story has sent chills down others' spines, everyone keep your eyes on Christine because she might go into a panic attack herself. This story has sent chills down many spines, and I'm still afraid of Mothman today. I can't even laugh at photos of Mothman's juicy ass statue anymore.
Oh, that's
Oh.
a shame. That's
That's how
a
you
shame.
know. I was gonna say that's how you know things have gone south for you. It's terribly sad.
Lauren says, I'll set the scene. I was house sitting for a retired veterinarian and in the countryside outside of Potlatch, Idaho. It was one of... What?
Oh, I don't know. That's just the craziest bumpkin.
Potlatch
rural
is
name I've
interesting.
Yeah. It's like
It feels
Potlatch,
also-
Ranch.
I know it's
Potlatch,
Idaho,
Idaho.
so it's already very Midwestern, but Potlatch just feels like the official name of something on a crock pot, which also feels very Midwestern.
Yes.
Yes.
It sure does.
So
It sure
very on
does.
brand.
Hmm.
It was one of those new moon nights with thick cloud coverage that made the shade of night as thick as a quilt. And I had just gotten into webtoons and spent several hours just reading a comic on the couch with one of the cats. I think the cat's name is Baby Jesus.
Wait, what?
Oh my.
It says
You think or they think?
maybe all of us are wondering because the sentence is I spent several hours just reading a comic on the couch with one of the cats, comma, Baby Jesus. I think the cat's name is Baby Jesus.
Okay.
I love it.
Listen, I love it. Right? Like
I'll take it.
it's a foolproof. Foolproof.
A
name.
lot of cat owners worship their cats, so might
Yeah,
as well just be
point.
direct about it. All of a sudden, I got extremely paranoid. I felt like I was being watched. I was facing the window that looked out into the driveway and would have noticed any cars coming from at least a mile away. Then what I heard still haunts me. It was a loud whirling noise directly above the house with no warning. It sounded like a helicopter, as if the propellers were made of skin. What? Am I on drugs? What's going on? So baby Jesus is there. A propeller's made of skin, like we're in Leatherface's mansion. Okay, hang on. I did read that right.
The writing of this email is actually very detailed, and
it's Shakespearean.
Yes.
It is. It's intense.
I can smell the skin on the walls.
Yeah, you can basically smell the skin. Gross.
I did read that right. Okay. It sounded like a helicopter, as if the propellers were made of skin.
I feel bad because this person was like, I can't laugh about this anymore. And we're like,
right.
And Lauren, how dare you think I know what propellers made of skin sounds like? But I guess we're going to work with it.
But like weirdly, I'm like, oh, I guess I could see it.
I think we all kind of know, though, deep
maybe
down,
it takes
right?
like a very mentally ill person to understand that. But
I
feel like
it's me.
Yeah, I think we kind
I'm
of
in
all
great
get
company.
Yeah.
She assumed, and she was right too. I kind of
right.
got what she's going with. I went to open the front door and the noise stopped. I froze, and I don't know how long I stood there before I opened the door to peer outside. It was so dark I could barely see my car 20 feet away. I couldn't hear anything, so I went back inside, but I could not shake the feeling that I was still being watched. I decided to go upstairs and watch some TV to calm myself down. I smoked a little weed about an hour prior, so I thought that I was just paranoid. I got settled on the couch and felt my whole body go rigid and felt compelled to look out the window to my left. Right outside the upstairs window was a pair of glowing red eyes.
Uh-oh.
I turned my head back and said, "There's no fucking way." I like to imagine at this point, baby Jesus went, meow. Like, you're right.
Baby Jesus was like, I'm not that baby Jesus. I can't help you. I'm sorry.
I cannot save you.
No.
I turned my head back and said, "There's no fucking way," and looked again to see the eyes even closer to the window. I ran into the bathroom that did not have any windows and stood there completely frozen with baby Jesus looking at me curiously. The window faced a completely empty field, and there were no houses around for miles. I called my boss, who lived about 20 minutes away, and begged her to come get me because I was terrified to go outside to my car by myself. When she got there, I didn't look out the window again and ran into her car, almost hyperventilating. I told her what I saw, but I could just tell that she thought I was being paranoid. I barely slept that night, and I told my friend Bryn the next day, who is the one that got me into your podcast. She demanded that I take her to the house to look around, and when we got there and looked in the tree next to the upstairs window and found several broken branches, we investigated the rest of the farmhouse and found nothing else out of the ordinary besides old newspapers with Hitler on them. What is going on in this story?
I feel like Eva heard Liv Laugh Larceny and was like,
Oh my
this
gosh.
seems like the moment to pull out the wildest fucking
I feel like
emails
Eva
we
has a
have.
secret filing cabinet that just says things like Hitler and baby Jesus crossover and just found a way to make it work.
The crossover sensation of the summer.
Oh my god.
Oh, Hitler
Anyways, I
v.
still-
baby Jesus. This time it's personal.
Oh my
Baby
god.
Jesus in one property. This is wild.
Anyways, I still freak out whenever I see red lights out a window and will forever wonder if it was Moth Man who visited me and what he was trying to warn me about. Do you two think I saw him? I got a lot of other questions before Moth Man breaking the branches in your tree, man. I don't know.
Yeah, wow. We have a lot of questions. I mean, okay. As somebody who has recently begun to partake more in the THC of it all, I feel like 10 years ago I would have thought like, oh, well, maybe they're just smoking and like seeing
dope.
stuff, smoking
Yeah.
the dope. But I'm like, I feel like as much as it can make you like definitely paranoid a little bit, it can't really necessarily make you, well, it could make you hallucinate, but it doesn't sound like they had enough to warrant like a full, I don't know, Mothman terror attack. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do you guys think?
I mean, It's hard to tell, but I will agree, as somebody who has definitely loved that THC is legal in Missouri now. Yeah, I don't think it would make a person just, make up sing Moth Man.
It seems like hallucinations are a little extreme
Yes.
for what is
For sure.
If I'm remembering correctly, maybe this was a totally different story. I feel like they're all starting to blur together, and there's only 2 so far. But is this
That
the
one had
one
a
where they
lot
were?
in it.
Yeah.
That's a lot happening. Is this the one where they were house sitting for a vet?
Yes.
A retired doctor or vet, yeah.
Maybe
Okay.
that was one of the animal. Maybe they had like a
Oh.
A giraffe. He
I
just
don't
brought
know.
it home one day.
A giraffe. Yeah, giraffe. I said velociraptor. Giraffe is better because it's alive right now. But
You will say because it's real.
listen, maybe it was a giraffe.
You know,
No, probably not a giraffe. I don't know. I thought I'd throw it out there. It didn't seem like it resonated with anyone. So
I
What
do
else
think
about the
it's,
skin propellers?
I don't know.
we haven't even.
that was this story. Holy!
I'm telling you
shit.
that and you know what we said in the last story too is that one also felt a little like whiplash. This one really feels like I got thrown off a cliff and from my car like that.
Yeah.
This is skin propellers, baby Jesus, Hitler. Also, somehow Mothman is at the bottom of my priority list with this story.
Exactly.
I know. When they said, "Is that Mothman?" I'm like, hello? Can we figure out where the Hitler newspapers came from? And if the vet like knows that they're there? And also, does the vet have anything to say about this animal in the tree?
All good
boy.
questions. All
good
valid.
questions.
He sounds like a mad scientist,
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
not a vet.
He does.
For
I mean,
sure.
skin propellers.
Actually, skin
Yeah.
propellers. No sane mind could come up with that.
I'm
No
just
offense,
saying.
Lauren.
The writing on that email, that was beautiful. The quilt
That
of
was.
night.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was.
It's poetic, really.
I know.
I feel like,
I think they were indulging when they wrote it. I think that's where that creativity
the
and
same
that
thing.
email.
Maybe that's it, you guys.
Yeah.
I see.
Because
Well,
it was, you're totally right about the quilt. It felt like it was a gradual letting us know this was going to be a wild time.
yeah,
Like
Yes.
night as heavy as quilt is like, or darkness. It's like, oh,
I
yeah,
could
we
have said
can
it
all
was
get
dark,
behind that.
but that's not what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
That's not the vibe. That's not the aesthetic today.
to answer your question, Lauren, I would like to believe that it's Mothman. I think it's very interesting that there are a bunch of broken branches in a tree where you did see something with glowing red eyes. That is freaky.
For
Yeah,
sure.
we're
But
not dismissing that. I swear.
But I
Oh,
don't know
gosh,
what
no.
it would be.
I think it was a
just have a
giraffe.
lot of questions. I can't focus
I'm just
totally
glad you
on
got out of
that.
that house.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's not your house. Like, I'm glad that this was at least you were just popping by. You know.
I would suggest just not ever working there again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just in
or maybe
case.
not smoking weed there, just in case.
Totally.
Right.
It's not a safe
Yeah.
space, you know?
It's not that's exactly right. It's not a safe space. That's so important, you know. Anyway, well now we gotta invite Trevin and Amanda now to tell a story.
Oh my gosh. Can
Yeah,
I please
there's-
go next?
Yes, please go
think
next.
so. Would whoever wants to, I don't know, duke it out, bare knuckle box it out in the basement.
I'm gonna Abraham Lincoln you, Trevin. Okay.
I
Trevin
can't
got
think of anything to
Abed.
say to that. I'm just scared.
Trevin got Abe.
So I have a story, and it is from Lizzie with she, her pronouns. And the subject is My parents delivered flowers for a murderer.
Oh no.
Ooh.
I'm already intrigued. Okay, so here we go.
Were the flowers made
yeah.
of skin or?
Skin flowers.
Wrapped
could
in
just
Hitler
hear them.
pictures.
So it says, Hello everyone, pets, people, and lemons. My name is Lizzie, she, her, and I have been a listener for a very long time and finally saw you guys live last year in Boston. I felt I was finally meeting my longtime friends. Anyway, here's my story. My parents owned a flower shop for a long time. They had a regular, it says costumer, but I'm assuming that's customer.
Oh, but that would be a fun twist. Okay, as a resident like review reader of Yelp, as a resident Yelp reader, costumer almost always means customer.
Is
it's a very
it?
yes, because
Okay.
people like switch the vowels and it's hard to tell.
You know what? You would know. You would know.
I would-
from all those
unfortunately-
reviews.
I sure would.
What a
there
weird
was a
skill
time
you
where I would
developed.
It's a weird skill. There was a time where I would say costumer and Zandy and I would have a hearty chuckle. It's no longer funny because it just happens so often that we're like, okay, they mean customer.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
But
well,
yeah, fun fact. That's a common misspelling.
Fun fact.
Sorry to
So-
put you on the spot, Lizzie.
Yeah, sorry, I just called out your spelling. Like,
No, but you know what?
I am not a
her
good
parents'
speller.
flower shop. Her
Yes.
parents' flower shop could have had a costumer. Who knows?
a customer, okay?
Maybe I'm wrong.
So, they had a regular customer. He and his wife frequented the shop. The husband was a well-known doctor in our town. My mom noticed at times the wife would come in with bruises, and she would try to talk to the wife, but also felt it was not her place to pry. As years went on, the couple separated. That's good.
Yeah,
It
good
sounds
start.
so far. I'm on board. Yeah.
I'm glad they did that. One day, my dad got a phone call at the shop. It was the husband. He was asking my dad to deliver a dozen roses within the hour to his estranged wife. He was very insistent, despite the delivery address being at least 30 minutes away. My dad thought about it and agreed, asking that he just pay an extra delivery fee for the rush. The husband agreed. Later that day, my mom was watching the news. To her shock and horror, the husband was on the news for murdering his estranged wife.
Oh my god.
The husband had sent roses to his estranged wife and then later that day shot her point blank with a shotgun. My mom was distraught. She had thought he wanted to send the flowers to get back together with his wife. She never would have imagined this.
Jesus.
Heavy, heavy, heavy. The next day, my parents were contacted by the police to write an affidavit stating what happened when they took the order. My mom still tells the story from time to time. It really shook her up because they knew him for so long and would not have expected this. When my dad talks about it, he tells me that when my mom was on the phone with the police about the affidavit, he asked that the husband when he was going to be paying his bill. I am not sure if my dad ever got paid for that delivery. I worked at the shop until my dad closed it and have some pretty funny stories, and thankfully none like this happened when I was a toddler. Thankfully none like this. This happened when I was a toddler.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about
Holy
that.
shit. You had one era of childhood that was
Yeah.
safe and
I was
free
like,
of
"No!"
murder.
Oh my goodness. And then it
From
says,
4 on, it was fucking wild, wild west out there. Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. And then it says, I love you guys. I'm going to be so excited if you read this story on the show. P.S. I don't want to give away my location, so please don't read this. Oh, part on the show. Okay. But
You got it,
she
dude.
wanted to tell you something, Christine.
Okay, I'm gonna scroll down and see. Aha, okay. Copy paste. It's a suggestion for a future story. So for everybody who's curious.
Okay.
I will bookmark that. Thank you. No, Amanda, that was like we gave you like the ultimate pop quiz. Like
Yeah, we did
do
not
this
warn you
right
for that.
now.
Sorry.
We didn't warn you. I'm sorry.
No. I'm sorry. I
yeah.
was trying to keep up, but my goodness. So that is a crazy, crazy story about the flowers and then seeing it on the news. And like, were the roses sent as like
That's
a
what I
way
wonder.
to get her to come outside? That's heartbreaking.
So,
Or something
ew,
like that.
Think
ew.
about that.
I don't
you
know.
really
I
do
haven't
write
even-
a good story.
Wow, you and Trevin start the music.
We're
Yeah, there it
tiny, we're tooty, we're all a little loony.
Never mind, Em's got this one. Trevin, turn down the volume. Em's got it. Wow, that is bananas. I feel like, wow, you really just kind of threw me for a loop, Amanda, with your, like, maybe that's how they were brought
Yeah, he would have been trying to lure her out, or it would have like left. He obviously would have wanted her to see
Or it
them
was,
in
like-
some way.
Yeah, it was like a message or something. I wonder,
Right.
well, you guys would have no way of knowing this, neither would anybody else. But Em and I just recorded an episode before this, and Em told a story about somebody who died, and when their body was found, she was like holding a rose, and I was like, I wonder the symbolism of that. So I don't know. It's just a little weird.
I know. Maybe I jumped to
oof.
conclusions, but with the stories that we usually do, there's not a lot of detail. It's just like a weird headline, so we have to draw our
And then
own
you get
conclusions.
to fill in
Uh-huh.
the blanks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So for me, I
genius.
was like, "Whoa, is that? I don't know. Who knows?"
Piece it
But
together. Well, we try to fill in the blanks, and we aren't quite as talented at it.
I
think,
mean,
so.
I do think at the very least he was getting flowers to like leave at her door for her to open the door and then he could grab her, or maybe he really thought he could just go up and hand them to her and she would take them back or something. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, it sounds like that. I mean, the fact, yeah, especially because the fact that they had to get an affidavit from the florist, which means it was at least relevant enough that the police knew that delivery had happened that day. Ooh, that's so sad. I feel
Funky.
bad for the mom too, for Lizzie's mom, who felt like really
The guilt of it. That is sad.
Yeah.
She's like, I wouldn't have sent these flowers if, I didn't want to be a part of that.
Yeah, that's too bad.
But it's not her fault. My goodness.
No, definitely not.
I don't think anyone's thinking about that story and going, that fucking florist.
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
no one's
exactly.
thinking that.
If only, yeah. I feel like people like that already have their mind made up and are,
Yeah,
gonna
it
do
feels
what they're gonna do.
premeditated when there's
for sure.
yeah.
Ooh. All right, Trevin, you got a big shoes to fill here, friend.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Let's see if you can spell it all out correctly, Trevin.
Well, this listener story comes from a listener who has a name that I can spell, and they're calling themselves A.
Oh, perfect. Easy enough.
She, her.
Okay.
Subject is a brief compilation of my patients' psychopomps,
Oh my.
ICU edition.
Interesting.
my.
Do you all know what a psychopomp is?
Does anyone remember? You probably
So
remember.
a
I don't
psychopomp is the category of spirit that like the Grim Reaper falls into, where it's like a spirit guide helping you cross over in some way or helping you adjust to death. So the Grim Reaper
they're like
is a psychopomp.
in that sort of like that transitional state of like
Yeah.
bringing from life to death. Okay.
Okay.
Would
Well,
the
that's
the
frightening.
first ghost in the Christmas Carol be like that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yes. Making
Good
it
one.
relatable. Thank you, Trevin.
Yeah.
Make it relatable in March 1st. Christmas
Yeah.
Carol reference.
All right. Hi, M, Christine, Ava, all human fur fruit babies. My
And Liv
name is.
Laugh Larceny host.
Oh yeah, and me too. Us.
And you guys.
My name is A, and you guys actually read one of my previous submissions in the August listeners episode. I was the
Oh.
one who had my dead patient's spirit follow me home.
Oh.
An
Great.
update.
Hope you're well.
He has crossed. He has crossed the bridge onto better things than my 2-bedroom apartment. Yay!
Oh, good. Okay.
Oh,
Excellent. I'm so happy to hear it.
Victory.
This is sort of long, so bear with me here. Thank you. I'm an ICU nurse and listen to your podcast on my way home from work to de-stress. Something about hauntings and murders are really just zen to me, and every other listener, you know? Anyways, I just finished the episode where M does a breakdown on psychopomps. I've never really heard of psychopomps before. I grew up very painfully Christian and really had no idea what they were until M talked about it on the episode. As they were explaining psychopomps, something in my stomach started feeling weird. I was uncomfortable and didn't really know why, and then it clicked. As an ICU nurse, I've been in the same room with several psychopomps who have helped my patients cross over, but I didn't know what they were at the time. Freaky, right?
Right.
I would say
Yes.
so.
Given my
What
job,
did the youth say? Bet.
Ben.
I was
I'm
just going to
sorry.
say glizzy, but I don't think that makes
What's
sense.
that? Is that a
Isn't a
thing?
glizzy a gun?
It's a fancy word for a hot dog.
What?
Oh.
A gun.
What am I thinking
is
of?
I don't know. A Glock? This is a hilarious
Glock.
conversation.
Glock,
I have
glizzies
no
and glocks. That's,
hot dogs
same
and
thing.
guns. Yeah, my favorite combo.
My sister's name's Elizabeth, so sometimes they call her Glizzy Lizzy.
Glizzy Lizzy. Wait, that's actually very cute.
Given my job, unfortunately, I do have several patients who step into the next life while in our unit. Looking back, almost every single patient I have lost has mentioned seeing someone, something, or most commonly, a childhood pet who is welcoming them to move on.
Childhood pet.
What's it like to know that all of your pets are just psychopomps in the making? Ooh.
Oh, well, Gio is out there right now bitching at me through the door, and I'm ready to make him a psychopomp. So, you know what?
What's it like to know that the dog that
Do you know what?
you just
This fucking
hate
door
half the
is
time?
This door is open. I was about to go open the door, and then I looked over. It's open. He's just sitting there bitching at me because he's hungry and wants a treat.
You mean your escort to the other side one day is bitching? What?
My
Right.
That's
escort to
crazy.
hell has something to complain
You
about.
better feed
Deal.
that escort.
In here.
Pay the toll.
Pay the troll toll.
Sorry, Trevin.
Sorry.
all good.
Okay.
I was just trying to figure out if that was like a merch opportunity or something, like future psychopomp or something.
Oh, future psycho.
You guys have to do it.
Hey,
Eva, write that down.
let's remind everybody by putting a sweater on our dogs that they're going to die before us. That would be a great merch idea, guys.
See, it's
Sorry.
that's the hard thing
Sorry.
about our type of true crime entertainment is like, how do we make this funny
Exactly.
all the way through? Because it always has a bad root.
That's why you guys found genius.
Genius.
Yeah.
You must sleep so much better at night. Anyway,
Pretty well,
Trevin?
actually, yeah. Okay. Passing on, move on. Okay. One of the most memorable was a patient I had who was very, very close to passing. The room was very quiet and solemn, and all of a sudden she opened her eyes super wide, smiled, and said, "Eleanor, you made it." The patient passed immediately after. This made her family laugh and cry really hard, and they told me that Eleanor was the patient's daughter who had passed in childhood 20 years ago.
shut
That was
up.
her daughter.
And they actually wrote Q Waterworks.
No, seriously.
For sure.
Oh my god.
I'm following the stage directions.
A few weeks later, I had a patient who was actively passing, but kept asking me to pull up an extra chair at the side of his bed. I found one for him and brought it in. But
Did
nobody
they
in the
sit
room
on it and they were like, "No, it's not for you. Get off. It's not for you.
Get out of that chair.
Get out."
But nobody in the room needed a chair, so it sat empty. Or so I thought. The family was prodding the patient and asked him why he needed the extra chair. The patient said, "Gwen is here. I imagine she'll want to sit because of her knees.
Oh.
We're just going to talk for a bit and then we will go." This cute little peepaw had asked me for a chair.
Peepaw.
I guess that's just
Trevin's like this cute little people.
Am I required to say those words? This cute little people.
it does sound very whimsical, but I just wanted to
It sounds, to be honest, very Missouri to me.
It
but
does.
I'm just saying.
Hey, people.
I will
Meemaw,
be
people,
honest.
meemaw.
The biggest twist of this all is that I actually did call my grandpa Peepaw, and it just feels really uncomfortable. It feels weird to say it as an adult.
Oh my god! It's
So
just
it's-
too close to home.
No, I've never seen it spelt out. I don't think I could read back when he was alive, so I've just never really seen it spelt out
Oh my
yeah,
before.
it is kind of
gosh.
a weird way. Is it like PEPAW?
Yep.
Or is
Yeah.
PEPAW.
Because I feel like meemaw. I mean, I don't know. M-E-M.
Yep, Mima was his wife. Yep.
Really? You had a peepaw, you had a meemaw. That's so cute.
Yeah. She
I like we just
Adorable.
roasted your grandparents who have passed, apparently. Like,
No, I
Peepaw,
love
Meemaw.
No.
He's
They-
totally fine.
I think I was the first grandkid, so it was probably me who made the names up, honestly.
It's a great
Ah.
name. I've been trying to get my mother-in-law to be Meemaw for the longest time, and she has a mug that says "Best Mother Effin' Meemaw," and I'm like,
I love.
she was like, "No, I'm Grammy," and I was like, "Wait, let's go back to Meemaw."
Give
It's
me
so much
back
more
the
fun. But she's from
fucking mug.
Missouri.
Yeah.
Give me that mug back. Yeah, but she's from Missouri, so I figure she seemed to take to it pretty well.
Oh
so,
yeah.
Yeah.
just saying.
Yeah, I wonder if my mom will be a Mima.
My parents are Gigi and Papa. So
Gigi's a classic.
Yeah.
Gigi's
My
a classic.
mom swears she wants to be nanny. And then she says because it makes her feel young. And I'm like, that's not right. That's
That's kind of okay.
those go against each other. Well, both of her grandmas were nannies, so I think she wants to be like a nanny.
I mean,
and then
Nanny's a
insert
cute
name.
one.
yeah,
Yeah,
that is
but-
cute. I just never thought of
for-
that one.
I'm gonna call her Fran Drescher.
Right.
You know, that would be more accurate.
Actually, pretty apt for
Nanny Franny. That would work.
Nanny Fran. Love it.
Ugh, classic.
Okay,
Anyway.
sorry, Trevin. We have derailed you 85,000
Yeah,
times.
this person's in the middle of their grandfather actively passing, and we're just laughing.
Well, it's not their grandfather; it's their patient, but
Oh, the patient, the
that's
patient,
true.
the patient. Right.
still close, still not fun. Anyway,
I'll start back at the cute little Peepaw.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you for that.
This cute little Peepaw had asked me for a chair for his wife that he lost 2 years prior due to COVID. She had arthritic knees, and even on his deathbed, he wanted to make sure she could sit and take a rest before helping him cross to be with her.
oh,
Cue Waterworks again. I have also had several occasions where patients start petting the blankets on their bed, saying that their childhood dog, cat, or even guinea pig came to help them move on. It's such a surreal experience. Not knowing anything about psychopomps previously, I can say that I have a new perspective and maybe even feel comforted in the fact that it seems to be at least someone who comes to help you at the end of your life on Earth.
Mm.
This was one of my sweeter stories. Next time I'll have to write in our ICU, room 5, and angry spirits that live there. Or the ghost in my parents' house that gave my mother a concussion. But those stories, as I'm sure you've assumed by now, are for another time. Ominous music.
And then it goes, just kidding, here they are. No, I can't take it. I can't take another one.
No, if there was a second one, I'd be covering it right now. I'd be like, there is.
Yeah, you'd be on it already. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay, psychopomps. I'm so glad you reminded me because I know you talked about psychopomps and I kind of jokingly was like, oh, I've heard of that, but I guess I didn't totally get it.
Yeah, I feel like in my episode it like almost normalized the Grim Reaper because he seems like such a standalone, almost like villain.
I think it was we talked so much about the Grim Reaper. Was that the topic you did that day?
It was Grim Reaper / psychopomps one in general.
Okay. Because I think it didn't occur to me it could be a fucking guinea pig also.
Yeah, which by the way, was everyone else busy? Only your guinea pig had a free day that like didn't come get you.
You're like, Edna? No, just your fucking guinea pig from third
I've
grade.
seen a meme before where it's like, imagine being the little kids in the orphanage and parents come and they buy Stuart Little instead of adopting you. Like they just get a fucking mouse.
A fucking rodent, yeah.
They get a mouse over you. And it's like, imagine you're dying and the only person who thought it was important to come collect you was your guinea pig.
Your little rodent. Yeah.
It's like, who's there? And it's like, it's Scruffles. It's like,
Scruffles. No, not Scruffles. At least the family dog. No, he was busy.
Even he
Is
had
that you,
things
Grandma?
to do.
No, Grandma's got
Meemaw,
Grandma's
is that
got
you?
Eris tier tickets. Sorry.
You know, I am curious though about Meemaw's knees because you would think in the afterlife, like maybe her knees didn't hurt anymore, and like
so maybe he didn't know because it sounded like he said he was like preparing a chair for her. Maybe he didn't like. Maybe she hadn't arrived yet, right? And he was like, "Oh, she's coming, and she might want to sit."
Christine already knows the story, but one of the first ghosts I ever saw was my grandpa, and I saw him and my cousin saw him separately. And both times we saw him with both of his legs, and he was an amputee. So
right.
It is
oh.
interesting. It's like, oh, so you just like recollect all the limbs when you get somewhere else, like a sponge.
And was he older? Like when you saw him as a ghost?
I was so young. I don't know if I knew how much younger he looked, but he looked like a young old, if that makes sense. Like he was like
he probably
50,
maybe like
60.
middle of life. Yeah, I feel like the one that I've heard the most often is that people is like a middle age kind of like in the prime of your like adulthood sort of.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm surprised by that because I would think like you get to pick like whatever age you remember being the happiest or you want your spirit to reflect or something.
Maybe that
cool.
is.
I don't know.
That probably is it. I mean, I think that would be it. I feel like I'm a lot. I mean, I don't know. I speak for myself only, I guess, but I feel like in my 30s, I am much happier at this point in my life than like 21. Like, I don't want to be I don't want to live as a 21-year-old ever again.
I don't want to be a 21-year-old ghost. That would be way too wild.
No.
So, just, like, I mean, maybe breaking things in someone's bar, trying to get like a solo cup, like just.
I'm wearing like that Forever 21 shirt and it keeps falling, and I'm like trying to safety pin it. It's like it's just too much work. I don't know.
And all you can do is make Facebook statuses that are just really emo lyrics.
Oh my god! And it says like Christine.
Can you show them your shirt currently?
No.
What does it say?
Show them what you're wearing.
It says someone in Fall Out Boy loves me, and it's true, and it's real.
Oh, I love it.
It's not
true.
It's not a phase. It's real life.
Hey,
it is a lifelong phase.
It's a lifelong phase. It's a lifelong trauma or whatever. Oh wait, no, that was from a different episode that we just recorded. Sorry. Cut that out, Jack. That inside joke won't land with anyone because it happened before Amanda and Trevin even got on the call. Wow.
Before we were even born.
When you were a sparkle in my eye, a twinkle in my eye.
I'm pretty sure. Aren't we older than you? I'm sure.
I don't know. You seem more You seem more with it than I am, so I just assume.
I don't have kids.
Me either.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you guys are the youthful ones then.
Yes,
I don't know.
I'm the Trevin of, and that's why we drink, and you're the M of Liv Laugh Larsen.
That's exactly.
I gotta tell you, not having kids.
Wait,
it's a good
hold
time.
on. Say it again. You're the. Sorry. Oh, you're the Trevin of and that's what you drink.
That's the truth. You're the
Oh,
Amanda.
no. And Amanda is the Christine of Liv Laugh Larsen?
I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know my middle name is Christine?
It is not.
It's with
really?
It's with a K though.
Boo.
So I know.
Just kidding.
Boo. You can boo. It's
No,
fine.
no. Now that I live in Kentucky, every time I say Christine, people are like KRI, and I'm like, no. It's like I feel like certain cities they're like, oh, CH, and I'm like, yes.
Interesting.
Kentucky, they're K.
They just
I
think
guess it's
everything needs
Kentucky.
to start with a K. Interesting.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
it
You know
doesn't
what's so
start
weird?
with a KF or a C, I don't want it.
I don't. That's what Em always says.
You know what's wild is my middle name is Trevin.
Oh, hell.
Although that would be something.
That would be
Whoa.
absolutely. This would be kismet if that was. The
No,
situation.
that would blow my mind away.
Oh. Oh boy.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it's your turn again,
your-
Christine.
Oh, you're right. You're 100% right. Okay. This one is called Mysterious Wooden Box on the Dining Room Table - Open at Your Own Risk, which really does sound like a Fall Out Boy song title.
Yeah.
It's very long. It has a lot of punctuation. So, and weirdly enough, the entire email is like 10 lines. So I feel like it is like Fall Out Boy. The song.
So is
the,
it lyrics?
The title's
Is that what we're getting
longer
to?
than- it might be a song. Hold on,
Ooh.
Trevin, play me in.
Yeah,
Just
play her
kidding.
in.
Please don't make me sing. It's gonna be bad for everybody.
Don't
okay.
make me sing.
Don't make me sing. Oh, me? Little old me? Okay. This is wow. Okay, preferred name and pronouns. Stuart. Okay, here M.
Little? Oh my God.
Not that little
Sorry.
bastard.
Formerly orphaned. Stuart Little. No, I have formerly orphaned. My pronouns are formerly orphaned.
That does sound like a Fall Out Boy line.
I guess it's about time that I tell you I do have a box of wine here. And I've been very ill for a week, so I haven't had any wine in a week. So
Oh, my.
You
if I'm acting
drink
a little
that
bit,
wine, please.
if I'm acting a little bit loosey goosey, that's why. I will also M's like not loving it. Okay, I will also add real quick that I have a quick question, and I feel like I could
I'm
screw.
still on formerly.
No, seriously. I'm still there too.
I'm getting. It's not funny, and there's other people here, so like I can't keep going the way that I usually would. So I have to keep it together.
You don't have to do anything. They're trapped. They can,
We're trapped in this call, and you can do whatever you want.
You can literally do whatever you want.
What were you saying, Christy? What was your question?
Okay, so I feel like I should scream for Eva, but maybe not. I'll ask you what you think, Em. It says preferred name and pronouns, and they wrote their full first and last name. Do I say the whole thing?
No.
No? Okay, it says preferred name, and it's quite a name. So I thought maybe like they want like the pomp,
Ooh.
psychopomp and circumstance surrounding
If you don't
the
say
name.
the last name, we're just gonna think it's Stuart Little, though. At this
You're
point,
right. That's part of the problem.
I think should we just go with Stuart Little now at this
Yeah.
point? Just
Okay,
Yeah.
Stuart.
Okay.
Apparently, according to Em and Amanda, we are rejecting your preferred name and pronouns and calling you Stuart Little only.
I just don't want to triangulate them. That's the only reason for their
Okay,
safety.
fine. This is Stuart, he, him. Thank you, Stuart. I just want you to know, Stuart, that I appreciate your beautiful hyphenated last name. I think it's like quite a powerhouse of a name. So I'll just put that out there.
Ooh.
Yeah. Mysterious wooden box on the dining room table, open at your own risk. Heads up. That's how this email begins. Heads up.
Okay.
This this story is not paranormal in any way. Okay, hold on. I feel like I have to.
What are we doing here then? Okay.
I don't know. We'll find out. Crime? Maybe? I don't know. Heads up. This story is not paranormal in any way, but is 100% true and so still worth telling. You gotta love when people insist that their story is gonna be worth telling.
Right. They're
Hey,
like,
it
stick
got
with
on the
me.
show, so-
Stick with
I was
me.
gonna say, stick with me. It'll be worth it. In the early 2000s, I was a grad student at the University of Toronto. BTW, Em and I are going there. Oh wait, it'll be over by the time this comes out. Never mind. I was gonna say buy
Old
tickets.
news.
Old news. Hope you were there, Stuart Little. It would be great to see you, or not see you, since
We
you're so
wouldn't
small.
have been able to see you. You're so small.
This poor guy. Okay. Was a grad student at the University of Toronto, living with 3 roommates at graduate house residence. One night I came home after a long day and night in the lab to find a mysterious wooden box sitting on our dining room table. I mean, this really sounds like Jumanji already. I'm so excited. Okay. Hey, Trevin, someone's coming for your spot.
I know,
Your
I'm
musical
getting
Coming for you.
My first thought was, I have got to take a look. But then my gut kicked in and said, leave it alone. So I feel like that was your guardian angel, maybe.
Your
Being
psychopomp,
like,
your guinea
"Don't."
pig, your
Your
Stuart Little.
psychopomp was like, don't fucking, we're not ready yet.
Yep.
So I went to bed, box untouched. The next morning, talking with my roommates, I found out one of them was studying anatomy and so had brought home a specimen for further study. If I had opened that box alone and in the darkness the night before, I would have found a human skull.
Girl, what?
Oh my God.
Oy.
That's me adding my own commentary.
Whoa.
Just one more piece of proof to say, if you find a mysterious wooden box on your dining room table late at night, just leave it alone and go to bed. Loving the podcast. Was so excited to hear your story on the University of Toronto. The next time you come to Toronto, Em, lead a ghost tour / investigation. Lead a ghost tour / investigation of the U of T colleges. I would be there in a heartbeat. Keep it creepy. Stuart.
That's very sweet. That sounds like a lot of work, though, to be honest. But I
Em's like, I'll attend a ghost tour. of the
I'll go to
University
a
of
ghost.
Toronto.
If you set one up, I'll go.
Yeah, Stuart, I think that you maybe have more to offer. No offense to Em, but like you're kind of like
It's true.
from there, you know, you can tell us about the box again.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like
wow.
I would. Okay, quick poll of the room. Who would have opened the box?
Oh,
Raise your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have opened it. Yeah, as long as it's not moving.
Trevin, raise your damn hand.
Oh, I have to actually.
There it
I'm 3 for 3.
Yes.
You have to
Sorry.
raise your hand.
I'm on an audio medium, I thought.
You know what?
It doesn't
what?
count. Doesn't matter.
There was one time we've talked about it. Everyone but the two of you, their ears were bleeding because we've talked about this so many times on the show. But
What?
one of the weirdest pieces of fan mail we ever got was like out of a horror movie, a full-blown wooden crate we had to pry open full of hay with an old haunted doll in it with a note without a return address that said,
No
this
return.
keeps setting our barn on fire. We don't know what to do with it.
What did you do with the doll?
Well, we put it in my closet for many years because we literally didn't know what to do because we thought, well, we can't put it in the trash can. Like, that can't be good, right? And, like, it was at my house that we opened it. So Em was like, not my fucking problem. And I was like, you're right. But also,
Tire
shit.
tracks left the driveway. I was like,
It's-
The
it's
Subaru was out of there. But yeah, I feel like there's no good answer when body parts arrive in your home and you don't
No.
know where they came from. I do wonder for first, I wish Stuart, can you, if you, see, this comes out afterward, but I really want to know from Stuart, like what he thinks he would have done if he did open it and see a skull. Like, I would like to know in an alternate timeline if Stuart's like little nagging voice didn't get to him. If he did open it, would
his
he have
little Stuart, if
screamed?
you will. Stuart,
his
little Stuart.
That seems,
Oh, you're right. Yeah. So what I would have done, I would have opened up the box. I would have seen a skull. I would have put the lid right back on and done like the keep your eyes open and your ears open, but your mouth shut. I saw nothing.
just like you almost like rewind, right? Like you put it on, you're like, you lift it up, you're like, never mind, beat it up,
Yep.
regret that.
If no one saw me lift the lid of that box, no one knows I saw what's in the box, and that's how the rest
Right.
of my
What's in
life's
the
going to play out.
box?
So
Yeah.
And Trevin,
Yeah.
you said you also would have opened the box, right?
Yeah, I
Because
believe
to
I
me, you
would've.
seem like the most, like maybe the wisest. It's probably because you're the least loud, and so I thought maybe you'd be like the least likely to open it. But if you would, it makes me feel better about myself that you would also open the box.
Well, I'm a curious little cat, you know.
I see. Yeah, you know what? Aren't we all? And that's a beautiful thing. And
You
Amanda,
are
you would have
giving-
opened.
Trevin, you are
yeah,
giving energy that like we'd all open the box, but we would look to you for what to do next.
That's exactly
Oh.
it. I
Yeah.
feel like Trevin would have allowed us to open the box and then probably said something like, I told you guys that wasn't a good idea. And we would have believed you, even though like you
Even though you
totally,
just gaslit the shit out of us.
you were
and
like
opened it with
ringleading
us.
the whole thing. Yeah.
You know what? Now I'm mad at you, Trevin. Okay.
You know what,
Yeah.
Trevin?
Let's get through it.
Screw you.
What's the matter with you?
I do really like people to kind of make their own decisions, but yeah, I would take the blame too.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, the next time one of us brings a body part home, I guess we all know how it's going to go down.
Mm-hmm. We're all
I'm gonna
not gonna
text
be
you,
pretty.
Trevin. I'll be like, you now what? Your turn.
Now what do I do?
I mean, if it was really up to me, I'd say like maybe just two of us make the decision to see it first before making everybody see it.
Right, to spare the others.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fun. But
Yeah,
I would be I'd be pushy. I'd be like, I'm going to be the one with Trevin who gets to look at it first. I for sure would.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And then I'd be like, Em, you'll never believe it. But you can't look at it, but you'll never believe it.
And I'll never tell you.
And I'll never tell. But it's the craziest thing. But you'll never know. Trevin and I have gone through something together. So
It's like, am I jealous that you bonded? Am I not?
for sure you are. For sure you are. That's part of it.
They have a trauma
Okay,
bond.
let's-
We've trauma bonded.
Okay. We got one last one. According to what I see so far in the subject line, this is going to be a slam dunk ending for our
Oh.
episode. It's what I call
Nice.
the finale, the March Madness of it all.
The what?
Is that what the
This
subject line
is-
says? Just slam dunk ending?
Yeah.
Slam dunk ending the March Madness of it all. Yeah.
It's also in asterisk, nothing but net is what it should say.
Okay.
Eva's calling
For
her
some
shot.
reason, Em and I find basketball phrases to be like the funniest thing, and it's like there's no real good reason, but it's just
Yeah,
one
I'm
of our
also
love
someone who can't
languages.
tell if a glizzy is a gun or a hot dog, but I do know a lot about basketball headlines. I don't.
terminology.
We
yeah,
we actually have
one-liners.
an inside joke on our show. My wife, Emily, she thought the saying "going hard in the paint" is going hard in the pants.
Oh my god.
Oh no!
And so
I like
for the
Emily.
longest
She sounds
time,
cool.
for the longest time, she would
Goes hard in the
say,
pants.
she'd say, "Oh, Taylor Swift really went hard in the pants on that album," and I'm like, "No, that's not what we're talking about."
You're like, yeah, nothing but net.
And
yeah.
I get it.
I got to be honest, Trevin, you have just done a number to me, and now I will only be saying it that way in my day to day. So,
Agreed.
Christine, get ready for that phrase.
I'm prepared.
Hard in the pants. So, here we go. The title is "My Ex Was in the Duggar Cult," which
Oh,
Oh no!
context for the two of you. I'm obsessed with the Duggars in a really unhealthy way.
At least you own it. I thought I would have to kind of give the like face of, but it's in an unhealthy way. But you seem to already
No, I know who I am.
be self-aware. Okay.
I am probably their biggest anti-fan, if you know what I'm saying, where
Oh,
I'm just
yeah.
like, the fascination will never,
It's sort of
I'll
like
never
train
tire.
wreck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Right.
can't look away.
Yeah.
The kids
Exactly.
keep
I mean,
the kids keep
I
coming,
get it.
you know.
Yeah, I get it. It's like true. The kids with the J names keep coming. That's what I've learned.
There's
Doesn't
always
stop.
new info. Yeah.
We're always counting. It never ends.
Nailed it. Never mind. I was going to make a bad joke. Okay, going on. This is from Kelsey, who's a she, they pronouns, love a double pronoun. Thank you for normalizing pronouns. And Kelsey says, emphasis on X. My ex was in the Duggar cult, since I do not want to be associated with that man anymore. Fair enough, Kelsey. But he grew up in the same homeschooling program as the Duggars, which, by the way, is called ATI, Advanced Training Institute.
I was gonna say M. Fill in the blanks. Thank you.
I gotcha. He grew up in the same homeschooling program as the Duggars that was run by Bill Gothard, their cult leader. Bill Gothard would talk one-on-one with him and put him on such a pedestal that gave him too much of an ego since he was such an alpha male. Yikes.
Ew.
My ex was so close to the Duggars that he got chicken pox from them during a joint trip with his family. I know exactly who this person is.
No, you don't.
What?
I remember the episode.
You know this person?
Was this
What?
person on television, Kelsey? Because there's a whole episode where the Duggars had family friends in town, and like 50 children got chickenpox all at once. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Oh my
Whoa.
god.
Anyway, I'm so glad I'm out of that relationship since all he wanted was a housewife and refused to clean our shared apartment. Big fan of the show. I think you mean our show, not their show. And I've been here from the start.
Oh, big fan of the show. Not yours. Yours sucks, but I love the Duggars. Yeah.
I get it. And that's it. That's the whole thing from Kelsey. Wow.
Wow.
What'd I say,
That's it.
folks? Buckets. Nothing but
Buckets, nothing but net. Hard in the pants.
From downtown.
From downtown. That's a new one. M's gonna take that and run with this. Swear to God.
that will be the thing I say from now on. Yeah.
From downtown. Oh God. Okay. Wow. Wait. Wow. Okay. So
you think you might know? Well, I mean, there were 50 kids that got chickenpox, but you've seen the episode where there were family friends.
There's 50 kids. 20 of them are the Duggars, so
Right,
that immediately
So that
drops my
leaves 30.
elimination process.
We can narrow it down a little. Yeah.
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 I don't know if it was. I don't know if the family was actually on TV, but I remember in the episode, I'm pretty sure they say like, "Oh, we just came back from a family trip with insert family name."
Oh my
here.
God. So at least he's been like referenced in the Duggar sphere. Like
I think
he's
so,
part
unless
of the
I'm totally
cinematic
making
universe.
it up.
I'm
pretty sure.
I don't doubt it. I feel like I do. I don't think you're making it up. I feel like somewhere there may have been a blip. I feel like they recorded so much of their bullshit. Somewhere there's got to be a blip about this chickenpox epidemic.
I remember it being there was another episode too. I hope I'm not confusing them. There's another episode where like family friends were in town and they all got the flu at the same time. Can you imagine taking care of? It was 38 children with the flu. Can you
Absolutely
imagine?
not.
Ugh.
Can you imagine being the fucking cameraman who's getting paid like fucking pennies and you're like, now I have to be in this room with 38 children with the flu? Like,
Well, what I love about those, and by the way, it was the stomach flu, so it was just vomit everywhere. Oh my God, can I tell you something so
Gross.
horrid that you're just going to want to sign off immediately?
Sure.
sometimes Eva does this and I'm like, you know what you're doing, Eva, when you set us up like this at the end of the episode. Eva puts in a fucking... Okay, go ahead.
There's a scene, the children get the stomach bug, and
Oh, God.
literally they're like, the parents are leaving like cups of water to like give to the kids to like drink some water. One of them throws up in the cup and then leaves it on the counter.
No.
And Jim
I can't.
No.
I can't.
drinks it.
Stop.
They left that in
It
the
wasn't-
episode?
Oh yeah, and like the best part is his wife.
Imagine.
I mean, that's good TV.
That's fucking
The
good
best part
TV.
is his wife,
and I
in
hate
this-
that it's good TV.
In this like in their religion / cult, like the wife is so submissive, like barely has a personality. You just don't know anything about her except that she's there to just like smile and nod and make her husband feel like he's the only
Just
man
like
on earth.
Kelsey. Oh,
Just like Kelsey had to deal
could
with.
have been. Kelsey could have
And-
been, but decided probably for her better.
Right.
Well, so my favorite thing is it's the only scene. This show went on for years and years and years and years and years. And it's the only scene where his wife is like hysterically laughing because like her husband just
Wait, really?
chugs children vomit. Yeah.
Oh, the husband
Oh,
did?
I thought
it
you
was
said it
another
was the
kid.
mom.
It was
Okay.
Jim Bob.
Oh,
Jim
that-
Bob.
Oh, Jim Bob. Good.
That's
good for him.
I feel better
Um,
about that.
I feel better
Yeah.
too. Thank
It
you.
was a little deserved. Anyway,
Now that's good TV.
Yeah,
I'll end on that.
that's
but
justice.
That's
That that's a round
That's
of applause
karma.
story right there.
Wow.
Wow. The fact that somebody wrote in to say that is talk about petty. I mean, listen, I love Liv Laugh Larceny. I've listened to several episodes, but I'm also very behind on all my podcasts. But I feel, and so correct. What I'm saying is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like someone getting chickenpox from the Duggars feels like a very Liv Laugh Larceny type of
Oh, yeah.
vibe,
Like,
right?
Oh,
like
yeah.
just kind of like a ridiculous petty
it
story.
sounds
like,
unbelievable. And I think it's kind of petty, for them to then send the email in, which I love. I love
which
it.
is even
Oh,
better.
yeah.
100%. 100%.
I love that
Wow.
so much.
That's beautiful. That's just beautiful. Wow, what a way to round out
Yeah.
our stories.
Yeah. Happy March, everybody. That's how it's. Hopefully, none of that
March
happens to us.
Madness.
It's
Buckets.
madness.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think
It
about
is
that.
indeed madness.
Thank you, Eva, for the stories, but thank you also both of you for coming on and reading with us.
Thank
Oh
you.
my
We
gosh.
appreciate
thanks
Thank
for
you
having
so
us. This was a lot of fun.
So much for having us. Yeah.
We're honored to have you. Sorry, Em, go ahead.
I was gonna say, can you shout yourselves out anywhere people can find you?
Oh man, well anywhere you listen to podcasts, Liv Laugh Larceny, and we're on Instagram, TikTok, Threads. We're on Facebook. I mean, we're everywhere. Wherever,
Okay, cool.
But yeah, definitely
Threads.
if you're into the petty stuff, we would love to get it. I'm sure that your listeners have really good true true petty crime stories.
That's the thing. I feel like Em and I, like when Eva said, "Oh, there really weren't that many submissions of like petty crimes in our inbox," I was like, "What a
Yeah.
feels like a missing piece." Like you guys really brought us a topic or a theme where I'm like, man, that's a gold mine right there.
I feel like I hear in our stories, like they're never the actual like topic people are landing on,
True.
but I feel like in the writing you can hear the
the
attitude of
subtext.
some of the people,
Yes.
and you can tell they're petty people.
Oh,
So
yeah.
in the best way, by the way, because I'm beyond the pettiest. So
Right.
Right.
I
It
say
really
with
is
love.
Em's vibe for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Love petty stuff.
This show keeps us so in like finger on the petty pulse every week. We know what's going down. And just like living in the atmosphere of petty has like made us more petty, I think.
Wait, I kind of love that.
While making this show, I was getting evicted and I formed a band in a day just because they were gonna do an open house through my house. So I set up a whole band practice to do a concert for the open house.
You sure did. Fuck yes.
We kept the realtor from actually doing it.
Fuck yes.
Our protest worked. So, but it
Be
was if I didn't
still
do this
my
show,
heart.
I
Are you
I
kidding
probably
me?
wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
I've never been more impressed with somebody.
Em is actually almost at a loss for words, which I think has never happened. So, wow.
Yeah, we
It's
made
well
fake
done.
posters for the show and called our band Perpetual Eviction.
Yeah. Yeah. So like
Oh my
that's
God, my-
petty, you know, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just, you know.
Just like be a little petty. It's fine.
Yeah.
Please, I'm gonna go check out any merch that you have. But if you don't have a shirt that just says "I'm the pettiest bitch you'll ever meet," I need that shirt 1,000%.
I
We'll
think we
send
can
you
only
one.
make
Petty.
one.
We'll send you.
And it's for you, Em. Yeah.
Anything petty, I'm just gonna go look and just see what you have and do a little shopping. So
There you go.
anyway, thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate you guys on our show, reading our stories, and for our listeners, we'll see you in April on April 1st, April Fool's Day. But
Oh boy.
I don't know what that means. Neither
we
do
never
you.
come
That's
up
the fun
we
of it.
That's the fun of it. None of us know.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
It's only non-listener stories. People who don't listen to your show.
Oh, now that's
Now that's-
interesting.
I think you're about to become one of our consultants for the
What's
show.
happening here? What's happening here?
All right, we'll see everyone on April Fool's Day. I will be listening. I'll be telling stories with my favorite fool, and
Oh.
Oh yeah.
that's you. So,
me.
and
Oh shit. Okay. That's
why?
Oh, we're doing it.
Oh, should
yeah.
we? Oh, no.
Let's
Oh,
all,
you can
let's-
jump in.
okay.
Would you like to
Wait,
jump
let's
in?
all say drink together.
Perfect.
Okay. Em?
Okay.
Okay.
And
That's
why?
we.
Drink.
To me,
It's a
it was a beautiful harmony. I don't know what everyone else will hear, but to me, it was absolutely perfect.
I felt the vibrations.
Thank you.
Trevin, with all your music background, I'm going to need you to make that sound
Fix
like an orchestra.
He can,
So-
he can
in
auto
post.
tune us all.
Dream.
Oh, yeah, we're like, drink.
Yeah.